I'm going to try my best not to preach.
Go ahead. Preach.
I just want to say thank you, because every day that we show up in D.C., we show up for you. We know who we work for. We know that we work for the American people. And what we're not going to do is stand around while they pull this bullshit that they trying to pull right now.
Go ahead.
Well, I never thought I would see the day, but it's finally happened. A black woman has something to say.
This is why I'm not going to be able to preach, because I probably won't be able to stop cussing.
Crikey, she's boisterous. She's got an attitude. There go all my prejudices out the window about black women being these meek wallflowers afraid to speak out of turn. So, who is this roguish renegade, this rule breaker? I guess you're all asking yourselves. It's none other than Representative of Texas's 30th Congressional District, Congresswoman Jasmine Felicia Crockett.
But let me tell y'all something.
Okay, in a minute, Felicia. I just want to take a second out of the video to remember all of the great black women, the meek wallflower types that did walk so that Felicia could run. You know, they laid the groundwork and unfortunately are no longer with us to see how far they have come. You know, the likes of Rosa Parks, Tina Turner.
The higher you build your barriers.
Maxine Waters.
I know some of y'all have been frustrated.
Hang on a second. How?
Why?
We have a T-Rex.
Who's Daniel Boland? Oh, Daniel Boland, this is a heavy hitter. Do you guys know who this is?
And you've been saying, we're Democrats, we're our leaders. Well, I'm here to tell you that we ain't never left y'all.
And God willing, you never will, Congresswoman. But if you're anything like me, up until a couple of weeks ago, you didn't know who Felicia was until she started popping off on your timeline. Despite her claims to omnipresence, I had to, like any concerned citizen would, do a little bit of digging. Where did this breath of fresh air, this firebrand politician come from?
Go ahead and have a hearing and an investigation.
In 2003, Felicia earned a Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration from Rhodes College. Ooh, business administration. We've got an intellectual powerhouse on our hands. A real boffin.
And prove us, show it to the American people that we don't have to be concerned that this incoming president has been paid off by the likes of people that don't like the American citizens that live in this country.
Well, colour me shocked, because, you know, I've got to admit, I always thought that business administration was not really a vocational degree course, you know. I always assumed that it was the choice of the confused, the work shy, the academically inept, but I've got to say, after seeing Felicia in action there, administrating their business, I've seen the error of my ways.
Because last time I checked, he was palling around with Putin, and he's loving on Xi Jinping. I mean, like, I don't know what you have to hide, because we lying, according to y'all. We lying.
Anyway, upon receiving her Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration in 2003, Felicia soon grew weary of administrating all those businesses and decided to study law, graduating in 2006 from Houston Law Center. And after a couple of years of what were essentially internships, Felicia had another road to Damascus moment and decided to set up Crockett Law, her very own law firm where she specialised in civil rights cases, defending criminals, and, you guessed it, pro bono work for Black Lives Matter activists. Now, you may call me a cynic, but I think I know a bullshitter when I see one.
I do believe that fear is truly warranted in the sense that people of color are just going to be rounded up.
Now, I'm naturally suspicious of anybody who goes into politics. I think it's often very self-serving, very sort of narcissistic people who want to go into politics.
I mean, we've lived it, especially as Black folk in this country, right?
But I'm particularly suspicious of young people and people who I feel would be very unremarkable if they didn't go into politics, going into politics.
We are not going to sit around while you go ahead and desecrate our Constitution, or you look at the laws that have been passed into law and say, never mind, we'll just ignore that. Instead, we are going to be in your face. We are going to be on your asses.
Jasmine Crockett's career of doing business studies, then going, nah, I can probably earn more money if I do law, is fair enough. But then, once she became a lawyer, she didn't really work her way up through a firm. She just did a couple of years as an assistant defender and thought, well, you know what, I could probably earn more money if I set up my own firm, where she specialises in civil rights and criminal defence, which, all right, a bit of a cliche, but again, fair enough. But then the George Floyd Black Lives Matter protests come along in 2020, and she hops on that bandwagon by doing pro bono free work for those activists. She defends them for free. And now the cynic in me goes, that's very mediatic. That is going to get you a lot of attention as a lawyer. And just months after the protest, she's getting elected to Congress. And over the next year or two, she dissolves her law firm and thinks, screw that, this is way more lucrative. Now, I could be totally wrong, but I'm not.
So let me tell you something, Mr. Trump. You gonna learn a few lessons from us. And I'm gonna be the first one. You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out, all right?
You know what, Felicia? I think maybe y'all about to find out.
Also, could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that walked away with about $30 million,
right,
etc.?
Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that there are quite a few people in the bureaucracy who have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow manage to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth while they are in that position, which is, what happened at USAID. We're just curious as to where it came from. Maybe they're very good at investing, in which case we should take their investment advice, perhaps. But there seems to be mysteriously they get wealthy. We don't know why. Where do they come from? And I think the reality is that they're getting wealthy at the taxpayer expense.
Our job is to conduct oversight. We both serve on the oversight committee.
Oh, thank God people like Felicia and Maxine Waters are on the oversight committee. They're overseeing all of the things that the government do. The government are overseeing their own stuff. So I'm sure it's all fine. I'm sure nothing crazy is going on there in the Treasury.
If you look at, say Treasury, for example, basic controls that should be in place, that are in place in any company, such as making sure that any given payment has a payment categorization code, that there is a comment field that describes the payment, and that if a payment is on the do not pay list, that you don't actually pay it. None of those things are true currently. So the reason that departments can't pass audits is because the payments don't have a categorization code. It's like just a massive number of blank checks just flying out the building. So you can't reconcile blank checks. You've got comment fields that are also blank, so you don't know why the payment was made. And then we've got this truly absurd, a do not pay list, which can take up to a year for an organization to get on a do not pay list. And this, we're talking about terrorist organizations, we're talking about known fraudsters, known aspects of waste, known things that do not match any congressional appropriation, can take up to a year to get on the list, and even once on the list is not used. It's mind-blowing.
Well, that's mental.
And right now, as elected leaders who try to go in we were told, well, hold on a second. We got to check to see if you can come in. Now, y'all know he likes to pal around with Putin, right? He's trying to turn us into Russia. But I got news for him. We, the people, will not go.
That's right.
Yeah, we won't go. We won't go. We won't go.
Oh, damn, sounds like they won't go. They mean business.
Give it a tug there.
All access.
We're members of Congress.
Open up. We're members of Congress. Now, I don't care if I am totally on the wrong side of history. It's all worth it to see these absolute spastics squirm. For once, finally, these career slime balls are being told, no, get your mitts off. You know, just once, they have to sit out in the cold and be told to fuck off. Amazing. Oh, gosh, they're really tugging at that door pretty hard. I hope this isn't an insurrection of some kind.
We're members of Congress. We're members of Congress.
We're coming in. Don't lock the door. We're coming in. Who are you?
You're not coming in.
Who are you?
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 Who are you, sir?
Do you have business here?
Yes.
Yes.
I've sent the assistant secretary
Oh dear, it seems they've been overpowered by REM's Michael Stipe.
a letter alerting her that we would be here today, and we've asked her
I love these idiots trying to have real world interactions. We will be here and we're not going anywhere. Shut up! It's Michael Stipe! Knock him down! These people have never had, or for decades haven't had, a real world interaction where there's a possibility of a no, a possibility of a real altercation with real emotions. They're just dumbfounded that some little guy comes out and says, nah, sorry, you can't come in.
Wow.
You know, there's crazy things like just cursory examination of Social Security, and we've got people in there that are 150 years old. Now, do you know anyone that's 150? I don't know. Okay.
Why does Elon Musk want to get rid of all of this? Because he's a thief. He's a gangster.
They should be on the Guinness Book of World Records. They're missing out. So, you know, that's a case where, like, I think they're probably dead. It's my guess. Or they should be very famous. One of the two.
Look, my only point, again, with this video is that I see right through people like Jasmine Crockett and Maxine Waters with their activism veil that seems to absolve them of all of their shitty opinions and divisive rhetoric. Okay? Not in my eyes. You don't pull the wool over Daniel Boland's eyes.
Vice President suggested that if the Supreme Court rules in a way that you don't like, they can just enforce it by themselves. Do you agree with that?
I don't know even what you're talking about. Neither do you. Who you with? Who? Oh, no wonder. I thought they died. Are they still around? I haven't read them in years. I thought they died. All right, go ahead. Who else?
God, I love seeing these idiots get put in their place. I can't help. That's hilarious, right? The guy from the HuffPost there and Donald Trump is just like, who? Oh, no wonder. I thought they died. Amazing. Now, as much as I am enjoying all of this, I have to say, with all of the cuts to US aid and the Treasury being audited essentially by DOGE and Elon Musk, there are unfortunately some unintended victims, some collateral damage caught in the crossfire. You know, so spare a thought. You know, I don't want to get carried away with myself. That there are, it's not all positive, is what I'm saying.
This just in from the Department of Government Efficiency. In the past 48 hours, Health and Human Services has canceled 62 contracts worth $182 million. The contracts were entirely for administrative expenses to include $168,000 contract for an Anthony Fauci exhibit at the National Institute of Health Museum.
So what you're trying to tell me is there won't be an Anthony Fauci exhibit at the National Institute of Health Museum? Boom! Well, that's going to be a tough conversation with the kids. We're cancelling our summer trip to Maryland. All you Americans telling me to pronounce it Maryland or whatever. It's Maryland, right? Land of Mary.
I'm coming from a place now that we're in a very dark place in America.
Yeah, almost as dark as the place you shoved that gerbil, eh? Richard Gere.
Can lead to individuals having to leave graduate programs, having to leave positions before they are ready, not having positions to go to, and this can really derail our academic careers. My research here at Berkeley focuses on environmental surveillance for intestinal parasites in both India and in Benin. Part of my worry is that since I'm on this diversity supplement as a diverse individual, that my funding may be cut.
So like I said, you know, a bit of nuance. We are living in scary, volatile, unpredictable times, and it looks like people with blue hair won't be getting scholarships to study, the intestines of people in Benin. So I can only imagine the ramifications. Doesn't bear thinking about. Anyway, I think that's all I've got time for in today's video. If you've enjoyed today's video, give the video a like and let the algorithm, let the universe know what a lovely time you've had. Leave a comment telling me what you thought of the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and if you want to help out with the channel even further and get some access to some exclusive videos, then you can click on my Patreon link under this video. And I'll see you in the next one.
Night my brother beats me up, like batters me, so I've got bruises on there.
What?
You can see it. Yeah, well, he's autistic and it's part of his routine.
Oh, thank God. God. Oh God.
But he does it as a character called Dr. Catford. so but it's quite menacing. So I'll send you.
What time of night?
I'll send 9 o'clock every night. So I'll send you.
So you get twitted.
Yeah, that's
and
why I
then
don't
have your
eat,
tea.
because he punches me in the stomach and all that. So he puts my mum's mint green dressing gown on, underpants on his head, and then but he'll phone me during the day and go, "Oh, your appointment's at 9." And then he'll come up and he has like a clicking pen, and that's like the needle. So I go, all right, the patient, and sedates me. And then he'll have like kitchen tongs and nips at me, hits me with a wooden spoon. But all the while, he's got like Joe Hart monitor on YouTube playing. And then he goes, "We're losing him." And he just jumps on me, fucking. He goes, "Right, you're done now." But my mum just goes. But my mum just goes, "It's part of his routine." Routine's important for autistic people.
Oh my God.